Ghostfest NFT pre-sale now available. Visit ghostfestival.me. Powered by Fantasma Chain.
Hey, well, good afternoon, good evening, and good morning, soldiers. Scott here with Phantasma. And boy, do I have an exciting guest today. You guys have seen Iggy a couple of times in the last year, and this is a moment that I've been waiting for when I first met Iggy, and I know that the entire community over at Phantasma has been very excited to be able to get to this point and talk about what we're going to be talking about today. Now, let's just go back a year ago, and we had an AMA that I want to encourage you folk to go back and watch after this one here today. It's the first time that we had a chance to meet Iggy, and Iggy had a vision. And one thing that was really exciting about that vision is the fact that he is a creator that has a successful product in the past with tens of thousands of different followers within his community, and he wanted to create a game on the Fantasma chain that's mobile, it's easy to play, it had an addictive casino style aspect to it. And when we started to understand the elements of the game and the potential demographics, it was very, very exciting. So we're here today to look at some of this gameplay, learn about where we can get it and where this game's gonna go, and of course some of the integrations in the Fantasma. But having said that, with no further ado, Iggy, thank you so much for your time today. I know that you've really busy, and you've been very busy in your personal life as well. So thank you very much.
Hi, Scott. Thanks. Yeah, been very busy, but super productive. So
well, you've been really busy in this last year. You've integrated a video game into the Fantasma chain, a mobile product, as well as our wallet and use of the smart NFTs into your game. And this technology is allowing you to create a different type of economy for your users. We'll get into that in a moment. But right now, it's nighttime for you, and you are in Germany, if I am correct on that.
Denmark. It's a little close to Germany. It's just too tiny.
Well, that's right. We were just talking prior to that, and you had mentioned that your office is like a 1-minute walk away from where you live, which is very convenient. Yeah. Because you just had a new family member join your family of now it's 6 weeks ago, I think.
Yeah, we just had a daughter, and she's a new member of the Fantasma family, and yeah, it's very exciting.
Go way back in the day. Iggy has definitely been a soldier for quite some time and promoting Fantasma in his local community in different ways. So it's definitely nice to have a new soldier join the tribe. But family life, boy, I'm a father of two. I absolutely love being a dad. There's just so many different things that, it almost allows me to get to be a kid again, but it's a whole learning experience. And there's no greater joy in what I do every single day than to be a father. And I'll tell you, my son he's almost 17, and my daughter's 24, and I'm going through the hard times because he's looking at colleges, and that's it. It's over. And then I figure, well, I got a little bit of a window, then the grandkids get to come, and they say that being a granddad is even better than being a dad. So definitely looking forward to that. But let's swing back around and let's talk a little bit about this last year before we get into a little bit of gameplay. And this world of blockchain games is very new. We were just in San Francisco at the biggest game developer conference in the world, which you wanted to attend when we talked about it several months ago, but it was the same time of your new child.
Yeah, I had to. Yeah, that was delivery, so had to stay home for that.
Stay home for that. Work on the game. Getting pressure from us. We need assets for this. We need that. Can you get this up here? I'm glad we're still friends after all of that pressure leading up to it.
Yes, we are.
But you did it. You did it, and people are playing the game. We've played it, and it's flipping them.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
Just so people know, like, the game is not fully out yet. We're playing it internally. but it's coming very, very soon, and we're gonna talk more about that.
Yeah, we're gonna get that. I mean, at the end of the day, there's some internal testing, but when you've got that check mark for this is everything that you'd hoped it's going to be, and then some, that was the final check box. So let's us at Phantasma are definitely getting behind the Ghost Festival movement. So we'll discuss on where they can get the game and timeframes for all of that shortly. But let's just talk a little bit about this last year, just to get an understanding of what you've been working on and some of the elements of integration into Phantasma and how this blockchain technology can enhance your gamers experience or our end users experience. And we want to hear a little bit about that, and then we'll talk and get into the game.
Yeah, so basically, a blockchain game is different than any other type of game because now you have true ownership of your assets. If you go to like any game on the App Store or on Steam, or you're basically gonna like the money that like the buyer's money, the player's money just funnels one way. Of course, it gets lost in the way, like Steam takes 30%, Google Play App Store also gets 30%. Facebook, like they just said they want to take 50% of creators' assets for their metaverse, whatever. But a true blockchain game, you just sell it directly to the consumer, to the player, and the player can of course sell the asset afterwards. So it's a circulating economy instead of a one-way economy with money being lost to the middle platforms. So that's super interesting. It's extremely new, and it's a little bit difficult to wrap your head around it at first, because it's a whole movement that I think is still super early, and it's gonna change the way we game. It's really like in a few years, I believe it's gonna be something really huge. It's gonna be huge because the value proposition of a blockchain game compared to another type of game is just so big. And once people start to understand that, okay, I actually own this asset, I can do whatever I want with it, and especially like with GameFi features coming, for example, you can stake your NFT, or you can for example with Phantasma technology, you can upgrade your NFT, or you can fuse and burn the other one, and it's just too much. It's too big of a value proposition compared to other types of games. So yeah, we're early.
That's awesome. I mean, that's exactly how we feel over at Phantasma. And when we were over at the GDC, that was something that we recognized. We understood that 87% of GDC attendees were unfavorable for NFTs prior to the event. So there was a little bit of fear on our elements as to what we were walking into. But that wasn't the case. It was very open arms and a lot of questions, a lot of different questions. And so we're still in that early stage where the industry itself is just beginning to understand, and we need to see some test cases. So there are people like yourself that have put your eggs into this basket. And it kind of reminds me, we had a conversation, I don't know, 3 or 4 months ago, and you said to me, Scott, I was dating somebody else. And, essentially over the last year, you went and you looked at other blockchains on just to get that confirmation. And today, before this event, you had said something that I found really awesome, and just how quick the Fantasma chain was to get information back to your game for your users. It was fast, it was fluent. And, you've seen a lot of the different elements of integration, and you said you really appreciated the integration into Phantasma.
Yeah, for me to have this experience dating other blockchains was super important to get conviction about Phantasma, because I could not could do what I'm doing on other blockchains. So, for example, um, just let's think very simply the speed of a transaction on Bitcoin, right? Of a Bitcoin, like it takes like 10 minutes. Ethereum takes, I don't know, can take 30 seconds, a minute. But with Phantasma, it takes like a second or less. So for example, when the game wants to retrieve information from the blockchain, it takes that amount of time. So it takes like a second or less. So for games, like you need this kind of speed, and you need to, like, you don't want to all the time say like, I'm playing a game, and then suddenly, I don't know, let's say for example, I want to equip an item, and then you don't want to wait a minute for the item to equip, like you want it to be like right away. So with Phantasma, we can do that, and we can see Phantasma in action with the game. So it's super interesting.
I'm not a techie and a developer such as yourself, so I can't understand all the degrees and the elements, but you so eloquently put it into what we'll call plain English, and a concept that is very understood for token holders such as myself and everybody else that's watching this. And having said that, I think, Iggy, what we'll do is, just before we'll take a break and maybe show off some of this gameplay during the break. Now, guys, when we do transition and show that, I want you to watch some of this and watch the responsiveness of the game, of how quick this action is, or think about this product and elements of adoption, who you could see playing this. This is a one thumb game or a two thumb game. And, this is a product that you can pick up and have a 3-minute session in, whether you're on the subway. And one of the elements that I really find intriguing about this product is the demographics of this product as well. That's going to enable elements of adoption for Phantasma. And it's foreseeable that this product can potentially bring in several folk that aren't even crypto-centric because of the aspect of that game. And I think we definitely have enough confidence in Phantasma. You're gonna see some of these elements. So having said that, Iggy, what do you think? We could show maybe some of the gameplay and then come back and talk about some of the gameplay and the future, and all some of the pressing questions. Right on. Cool. Dylan, why don't you show that video, and folks, we'll be right back. Okay, all right, and welcome back, everybody. A little bit of a break there. I had UPS show up. I had to quickly run around. My dog's going crazy. But before we get into and talk to some about this gameplay, I just want to give a quick little shout out to the man behind the scenes right now. You guys haven't had the opportunity to meet our videographer, Dylan. We're going to have a soldier story soon with him, but he just got tested yesterday for COVID. And he, tells me this morning he's not feeling very, very well. And he says, but we're still going on with the show. And I just, to me, he's a young dude. And sometimes this younger generation is trying to find reasons to, get move on and whatnot. And this is a gentleman that just picked up and rolled up his sleeves and just said, got to get the job done. So want to say thank you for that. And Iggy, let's talk about this game. They've had the opportunity to see a little bit of the gameplay now and hear some of the sights and the sounds and get a little bit of a feel for it. There's obviously the one big pressing question. Let's get to that one first. And then I know that you want to show a couple of things, and let's learn about when we can get this product in the hands of soldiers and they can start sharing it, and what types of products and the time frame for that.
Yeah, so basically now we have the game ready. We're just waiting on an update on the Poltergeist wallet on Android, so that we can release it as an open beta. But I just talked to the team today. They said it's really close now. Right now the game, in our internal version, it connects to the blockchain. We tested everything. We're just really waiting for this update on Poltergeist. But after that, it's really up to us. It's really within days from release. I'd say.
I like that word days when you're talking to developers, because when you hear weeks, weeks could easily turn into months. But if days turn into even weeks, even a couple of weeks, that's 14 days. That's like right around the corner. That's incredible. Where will they be able to get and play this product in, let's say a couple of weeks?
Yeah, so first it's going to be out on Android. If Google Play doesn't approve us, we're going to have it on our own website, or we're going to find another way. And then we're already working on the iOS build, so it's also coming very soon. And again, so, if Apple App Store doesn't approve us, we're going to find a way, like on Test Flight or something like that.
All right. So first off, everybody head over to phantasma.io and get onto the email list, because you'll be the first ones to get the announcement, as well as ghostfestival.me, if I recall correct. Yeah. Ghostfestival.me as well. That's going to be where you can absolutely get the product. We're going through Google Play right now. You had said if they don't approve us, do you have any potential speculation, or you're just kind of going through a process right now? Is there anything that we can learn about that? Or,
well, it's because since it's a centralized platform, they can first approve and then later not approve at any point. So I'm just saying that if anything happens, we're gonna self-host it, and that's it.
I understand. Yeah. And then iOS, Apple phones, and what are you going through right now? You're going through, I've seen some tweets. You're like, Android's ready, now on to iOS. What do you have iOS to do in the development world, and what type of time frame are we looking at for that?
You don't want to know what we go through when we make when we work with Apple devices. It's like Android is so smooth and it just works, and that's why like iOS is always it's a pain, but we're going through it for all the people, which are actually quite a lot, who asked for it. So thanks, community. I guess.
You mean there's no software? You just put the Android code in and hit a button and then it works on Apple?
No, I wish.
Yeah, I buy Apple because I say the exact opposite, because it just does work where it
Yeah, because you
seems.
hate developers. That's why you buy it.
I get along with developers when we can talk into a similar language, but I fully understand. You know,
Yeah,
there
that's all
are
right.
worlds that I do get it.
Yeah, we're doing it for you guys. So, um, it's okay.
Yeah, well, you know, I think that this product is going to do very well with, ironically, the fastest growing gaming segment, at least in the United States, and that's females between the age of 30 to 55 years old. It's odd to say that that's the fastest growing gaming segment in the US, but it's the truth right now. And there's also lots of money in that segment, and I think this product can do well with that segment. So that's exciting.
All right.
All right. I'll take it, right? Well, it's got the fast play, right? And you can hold in one hand, and it's got the one thumb, and it's got an addictive aspect to it. It's got a competitive aspect to it. It's got all the right key ingredients to target those segments. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the current level of gameplay, and then we'll jump into some stuff that you want to be able to share. This is when it's available on Android and iOS. That's going to be what is officially beta, correct? Right now, would you be calling this your alpha release that's being played internally?
Yeah, it's still on the one that's being played internally is really close to beta, so it's really close. And then when we have it out there, it's gonna be an open beta, and then later on, maybe summer or late summer, we're gonna have like a full release with when all the features are actually um complete and tested. And yeah, we're gonna talk about it very soon here with the presentation.
So what if I get the game, and in the next few days, and I really enjoy it, and I want to give some feedback? Where would I go?
Yeah, we on our website ghostfestival.me, you'll find the links to our Discord and our
Mhm.
Telegram and our Twitter, and we're always getting feedback from the community there. So yeah, that's where.
Perfect. Awesome. Well, why don't you go ahead and share some of the stuff that you want to go through, and then we'll jump into some Q&A.
Yeah, let me know if you can see it.
I can see it.
Yes.
I hope. Well,
So yes. So basically, yeah, I'm Iggy. So we've been talking for a while, so I'm just gonna go show a little bit of what I prepared, which is a little bit about Ghost Festival itself as a game, and as like the goal. Over the past year, we kind of matured both the vision and the technical aspects. And like now the mission is really like to turn non-crypto people into crypto people, because it's just there's just so much work to do on this part, on this end. And we think Ghost Festival can really do that, and it's gonna bring everybody to Fantasma. So yeah. Yeah, we saw a little bit of gameplay already. So the goal of the game is like you need to send all these monsters back to where they came from on this festival. So, and while you do that, you collect smart NFTs on Fantasma. You're gonna earn some tokens as well while you're doing that. For those who just arrived, you will need a ghost and a hammer to play the game, and a badge will give you a passive bonus in the gameplay, and you can equip up to 6 badges at a time. So the minimum you need is a ghost, a hammer, and a a badge if you wanna get some passive bonus. And the crate is where you're gonna find them. So at mint.ghostfestival.me, you will find you can mint your crates. Just connect your Poltergeist wallet, and you can buy them with Soul. So the smart NFT capabilities, they are only possible on Phantasma. You will be able to upgrade on-chain your NFTs. You're going to be able to fuse them. So what we're going to have is you inherit capabilities of one NFT into another and burn one of them. So the hammers and the ghosts, they are actually deflationary. You'll be able to lend out. We're going to have this kind of scholarship feature inside the game, so it's going to be really easy to lend out your NFTs and share a profit from what the players are going to do with it. And timed NFTs are a feature exclusive to Phantasma that we're also going to integrate in the game. So yeah, when you saw in the trailer, like this level up part, this is actually going to happen in the game, and this is actually going to the NFT itself will evolve. This is the dashboard that we're working on. So you're going to our website. We actually updated. So when you go to mint.ghostfestival.me, you're going to be here already, even though some of the parts are not accessible to you yet. But we're actually this, for example, is the fuse screen. You can see there is one hammer to be burnt and the other hammer to inherit the property of the burned hammer. And you're gonna need cards, which is going to be something that you earn in the game while playing. And it's one of the features that I'm really excited about that we're going to implement very soon. About the timeline, just to always get people on the same page and have everybody that's on board to understand where we are. We're actually quite ahead with the gameplay itself. In fact, we're actually done with the game, the minimum, let's say the minimum viable product that we can release. We're confident we can still get it out the door this month. As I mentioned before, we're just waiting for the Poltergeist update, and the Fantasma guys, they had a few other things they had to take care of, but like now they're fully on it, and it's actually they're really close to getting that done, and then we have to just like re-implement into the game, which is going to be easy. So because we already did it before. So yeah, so iOS is coming, or hopefully, like I can say, we're going to try to get it out the door next month in May. And then after that, it's going to be a breeze because people are going to be playing the game. The token is not going to be live yet, but people can play with their NFTs. So it's going to be like an NFT game, right, for a few months while we introduce the smart NFT features. So it's like it's going to be an NFT game with some really cool NFT features. And once we get the token, we finish it up with the, because if we release the token before we have any of this, then it will mess up the economy quite a lot, because all of these smart NFT features depend on burning the token. So this is how we're gonna make sure that the one of the ways we're gonna make sure that the supply doesn't get out of control. And yeah, then we're gonna have the token launch, and then the game will be like complete to go out into the world. And we're gonna have like a lot of marketing, a lot of yeah, a lot of people talking about it. So it's gonna be fun at that time. So let's talk about the token. So I know a lot of people are interested in knowing what our token is gonna be. So we're gonna have a dual token system as usual. The ticket token is gonna be the utility token that we're gonna make sure that supplies is under control. but it's going to be used to do all the NFT, the smart NFT features like upgrading, fusing, and much more that we're gonna have in the future. It's gonna be burned every time that you upgrade or you fuse and etc. So 90% of it is burned, and 10% goes to liquidity pool stakers. And this is kind of the light paper kind of view, and it's it's actually already made in the chain we're testing right now, but it's only going to be out later when all the smart NFT features are fully functional. Yeah, so this is the first the 0.1 version of the ticket tokenomics, and then we're going to have the GFast governance token, which is going to be super interesting because we're actually going to have a lot of voting and a lot of interesting things to do with the GFast token, which is kind of also going to serve as like a premium token. Like if you're a hard user of GhostFest, a hard player, you need to have your GFast in order to kind of uh, fully upgrade your Ghost and Hammer, to fully achieve everything. And in the game, we're also going to have power-ups that are only um, achieved with using GFast. And yeah, you can kind of take a look after the presentation. You can pause this and study. And I really encourage people to give me feedback on Telegram and on Discord and Twitter. Um, and as I mentioned, this is like really the 0.1 version of it, and I'm really looking forward to hear your comments on. I'm building basically since day one with the community, so it's gonna be very interesting to hear what you guys think. Um, one thing that I would like to do is to have a community treasure, so that the um, basically the the um, the royalties will fund 2% will go to our company so we can make more games and more things. 2% go to the community treasure so we can do some really cool fun stuff with it and vote and make, I don't know, products or media, like, I don't know, animation or movies or whatever we want to do. And the LP stakers will also get some of that. Yeah. So, and then this is an important point that I want to make. A lot of people also asked about the airdrop of GFast. How is it going to work? The 5% of the total supply will be airdropped to the founder crate minters. However, one thing that we actually realized about Fantasma that is different from other chains is once you burn the NFT, it's completely gone. There's no record of it in the chain. So the idea that I had initially, that I actually told people about, that because you can actually do that on other chains like Ethereum, is like even the burning transaction stays on chain, which is actually bad for other chains. Like Ethereum actually has that, and that it kind of it works against Ethereum, because the way it works there is when you burn an NFT, like it can't burn it. It's just sent to this black hole address, where like this address has all these um, burned NFTs. It's just an address that nobody has the keys for. But not on Fantasma. On Fantasma, when you burn an NFT, it's completely gone. There's no data of it on chain. And that means I cannot retrieve who minted a crate, because the crate, when you open it, it actually gets burned. So that's also how we make sure that the system is not gamed, you actually, when you open your crate, the crate gets burned and mints your hammer, ghost, and badge. So what it means instead is the airdrop will go to the holders of the NFTs, according to the rarity and according to the date that they got minted. That if you didn't burn your NFT, which you have no reason to, you're gonna be able to claim the airdrop, and it's gonna work like from phase one. People who minted until January 15, they're gonna get now 4 times the amount, because also some people were asking, like, now that so did the little dip, the people who invested back then, they're like a little, they felt like they were actually punished for being early adopters. So what we're going to do is, like, instead of 2 times of the airdrop amount, you're going to get 4 times. And we're currently on phase 2 of the pre-sale, the NFT pre-sale. So the people minting now, they're gonna they still have a chance to get 2 times the amount of the airdrop. Yeah, I think I covered everything here. So super important, this screen, super important for the people minting and the people who already minted. So
I just want to chime in for a quick second on that screen and just clarify, because I do own a couple of crates, and I bought your high-end crate, your epic crate. I think it was for quite a 750 SOL, I believe, and or
no,
250
that was
SOL,
250,
sorry,
yeah.
250 SOL, and I haven't opened that yet. And the way that you explained, you know, the way Fantasma works, thank you for sharing that information. But just to clarify, having that crate is not going to get me the rewards. What you're saying is you've got to go and burn that crate to create the actual in-game NFTs. And that's when,
yeah, so basically, so what's going to happen is like this. To get the airdrop, you can hold your crate as it is. That's going to be fine. You can hold your hammers, your ghosts, and your badges. That's also going to be fine. So these 4 NFTs, if you just hold them, you're going to get the airdrop. You're going to get be able to claim it. It's just because when I first mentioned the airdrop, I said that because on Ethereum you do a snapshot. From that moment on, you get all the addresses of the people who already minted, and then you can airdrop to them, right? But here on Fantasma, since the crate gets burned, I can't make a snapshot and get information from the past. So because it really gets burned, it's really crazy, which is really good for Fantasma, because when you, like, on Ethereum, if somebody finds out the address, the keys to the black hole address, like, they're just gonna get so much so many NFTs. It's crazy. But yeah, so it's just gonna work like this. You can also hold your crate, no problem.
Okay, thank you. Sorry to interrupt.
That's okay. And then getting towards the end of my presentation here, I just want to tell people what I see as well, like also what other people told me during all this time. What is the importance of GhostFest for the Fantasma community? Because behind the scenes, what I see is we're actually pushing the maturation of Fantasma as a product. So for example, this Poltergeist wallet update that's coming, we are, because we are the first mobile game on Fantasma. Then Poltergeist wallet didn't have a connection. The current version it doesn't have the capability to connect to a game on mobile. It works for games on desktop. So we're the first game on mobile. So we need to ask them to do this feature, and they're of course they're doing it. It's super awesome. So we're really pushing Fantasma to maturate as a product, which is gonna bring a lot of new developers over time. Like when they see this game is out and it's an NFT game and it's like super simple. Like after we push the Fantasma devs, they're like, okay, we have to actually make this clear to to put into the documentation, so that's easy for new developers to come in and do it, because only right now, since like we're the first ones kind of amongst the first ones to actually integrate Phantasma into our game, then people then the Phantasma people, they realize, okay, actually we're the only ones who know this, so we have to write it down and put it down into the documentation. So it's going to bring a lot of new developers to the platform, and the adoption of Phantasma as a blockchain, even if the player doesn't really understand blockchain, just think like how many wallets, how many new users, how many new wallets are we actually going to be able to bring to the to Phantasma? How many, like once the game is out there and it's easy to play and easy, like we're going to bring a lot of people into Phantasma. That's our mission. That's what we hope to do. So we really that's the thing. So why am I saying this? It's because Ghost Festival has been so far only funded by the community. We actually made it so far without any external funding. It has been since the beginning all funded, self-funded, and funded by the community, because we believe in it, the community believes in it, so it's really great, and we thank everybody who has bought a crate so far. And if you haven't yet bought a crate, please do, because it really, this is how we're funding the game, and it's actually getting done. So the more you help us, the more we help you. It's an investment into the whole ecosystem. And from what I've seen so far, both the technology, the Phantasma tech, the community, the game itself, and all the other games that are being developed in Phantasma, I think we are about to see a revolution. I think so, because once Phantasma gets adoption and people actually experience it, and there are games out there, and devs, game developers making games on Phantasma, more and more and more, like it's we are really seeing the beginning of something really great here. So if you would like to support us, please do. If you have some soul to spare, please go to mint.ghostfestival.me, because the game is totally funded by you guys. And is that the last one? I think there's one more slide. Wait. Oh yeah, there's two more slides. This is one. If you mint your crate now, if you go to if you go here, mint.ghostfestival.me, connect your wallet, you can mint a bunch of crates. Let's say we're gonna mint this much. You're gonna mint your crate, and you're right now phase 2. What you get is actually you get the specky hammer and the translucent ghost as an additional as a kind of an additional reward. And yeah, they're really cool. Now this is the end of the presentation actually, but there is only one more thing that I wanna leave for maybe the next AMA, or since people started minting crates and getting the NFTs, some people actually liked the ghosts so much that they put them as their profile picture. So I'd like to announce that in the future we're gonna make a avatar project with ghosts, so that people can actually they don't need to just cut the little head of the ghost and put as a profile picture. You're gonna have a really nice ghost profile picture to use on social media and stuff. So yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. That's it for me for now. Thanks everyone.
Go grab your drink of water. That was definitely very thorough. Thank you so much, Iggy. Boy, every time I speak with you, I'm learning something new. And there's a little bit that I just want to recap and digest here in regards. And just looking at one of the very first questions that was listed, we're going to get to Q&A in just a little bit, folks. So first off, Well, there's a couple of different first offs. Put questions in and put a Q in front of it, or question and then semicolon, and then put your question, and we'll go through all the questions. But one of the very first ones was, how does Ghost Festival stand out from the rest of the games on the Phantasma ecosystem? I think that's been answered. And Iggy, there's a lot of check marks that are going for this particular product that you have. And thank you so much for supporting the Phantasma community and recognizing the elements that what's important to Phantasma at this point in time is adoption. And we have, there's 3 check marks that are really important in regards to the Phantasma goals, and that's use, utility, and now the focus for 2022 is adoption. And this product here, let's take a little bit of a step back. And what's really different, if you, during your presentation, if you guys haven't figured this out yet, this is the chicken before the egg conversation. And this project here has created, I mean, Iggy dropped down that wonderful term, MVP, minimum viable product. There's a product that's created here. There's a product that can be used and recognized. And then in 6 months, they're going to have their token launch and, you know, start to bring in some of these wonderful elements of crypto. But what we've got right now is a quality playable mobile game. No, this game, another one of the questions was, is it going to be available on desktop? No, it won't be. And also it is child friendly in a variety of ways. One of our managers has got his, you know, and trying it out with his 3-year-old daughter. And it's maybe that's not the target audience for them. Maybe it's a little bit older than that, but it is a child friendly game. And so there's a lot of interesting check marks for Ghost Festival that are different than your traditional games and projects that have been put out there. This is a playable, high quality game. So having said that, Iggy, thank you so much for the overview. And I think what we'll do is take a short break right now and come back and ask and go over all the different questions that you guys have. So thank you very much. We'll be right back.
Ghostfest NFT pre-sale now available. Visit ghostfestival.me. Powered by Fantasma Chain.
All right, that's awesome. I'm just looking through some of the comments here, guys, and you know, some of you are pretty bullish about this, and this is huge and this is big. Peel the layers back. There's some real opportunity with this organization and this product. Iggy's got something that he wants to share his screen, and this is awesome to the Phantasma community. So let's just jump right into that, Iggy, and then we'll get into some of the other questions, because there was a question. What do you got for the Phantasma community? Let's see.
Yes, can you see my screen?
I can.
Yeah. So basically, I want to show you the translucent ghost and specky hammer. There he is. And you got this one.
So a Phantasma Ghost, a Phantasma Hammer, NFT in game. That's pretty awesome, dude.
Let's equip it.
Love it.
Ouch. That was that was difficult. Right, guys, that's it. I just wanted to that.
That's
fully
fun.
integrated into the game, and you're gonna be able to use it and lend it out as well. So yeah, we
that's
get
awesome.
some Phantasma promotion out in the world.
And speaking of promotion, one of the questions is where can we get some Fantasma swag? This is the shirt that they're asking about. This is not available for sale, but on the Phantasma website, one of the drop-down menus, there's merchandise, and you can just go to our store, and we've got a variety of different merch that you can get, and you can be like us, and I've got some Fantasma socks and a Phantasma hat and a Phantasma hoodie, t-shirts. And you know what? Having said that, I've got some Phantasma t-shirts, and this is just kind of on the fly. So we're going to have to figure out some of the logistics with this. But anybody that buys the Epic Crate today, send me scott@phantasma.io your public wallet address to prove that you bought it, as well as your physical mailing address, and we'll get you some Fantasma swag. How's that? Got to be today, in the next 24 hours, let's say. Anybody that's watching, you want some Fantasma swag, go and buy the Epic Crate and send me proof of that, and we will send you some swag. Let's move on to some additional questions here. Okay, this one's for you, Iggy. What happens if you have 6 badges? Will you still be able to collect any new badges? Do they fall through the stack?
Well, you can collect as many badges as you want, but a player can equip up to 6 badges at a time. But when you lend out your NFTs, you lend out a set. So a set is with a ghost, a hammer, and up to 6 badges. So you can, you play with your set basically, and then you can make another set and lend it out, and make another set and lend it out, and so on. So yeah.
Cool. Are there going to be any third-party capabilities to create hammers?
No, haven't thought about that. But it's an interesting question.
Okay. How do you earn cards in the game? Is there a passive resource management system? I think we talked a little bit about that and saw a little bit about that in the NFTs.
Yeah, that's a system we're building right now. Is you collect chests during the gameplay, and then you set them to open. It takes some time to open, and then when they open, you get the cards. And then both the chests and the cards are NFTs themselves.
You've got a question here for some of the future growth of the organization. How are you targeting your marketing for players or people who aren't already familiar with NFTs?
I think the only thing they need to know is like they can play and earn in this game, and they don't need to know much about blockchain or anything until they want to take their funds out, right? But and then we have to make it really easy for them to take the funds out, and hopefully when Fantasma it gets bigger and gets on more exchanges, and we're gonna make it super friendly for people to get it out. So
okay.
So for normal people, they just need to have fun with the game and know that they can earn some money with it.
That's that's the
You
biggest
don't
check
need
of the
more than
game right
this.
there. Like
Yeah,
it's the
you don't
game
need more
is
than this.
no,
If
it's
you solve
beautiful.
this, yeah, if you solve this and you get like a lot of people coming in, like we have like it's our end game. Like
Well, that's one thing about the community at Phantasma, and that was one of the things that attracted me to the organization and the project was the community. And Phantasma's community is pretty smart on the retrospect of crypto communities, and the Phantasma soldiers fully understand that the technology that is being built provides the use and utility, and that's paramount, and the functionality. And that's sure there are some traders and speculators and whatnot, but there are also a lot of long-term hodlers and those individuals that believe in the aspects of the project. And so elements of adoption, this is a shout out to soldiers. Recognize this project. These are the projects that are going to bring adoption to Phantasma. It's as simple as that. And it's going to be the projects that are going to be used on a regular basis. This is a product that has that. This is a product that people will pick up. It's got the addictive aspect. They will continue to use it. And it's a video game that is on mobile, which is the largest segment of video gamers in regards to potential adoption for Phantasma. And it's easy access. It's not difficult to play. The learning curve is very short. And so we need soldiers. And from our end of it, now Ghost Festival and Mizzou Media, the company behind Ghost Festival, is going to have their marketing initiatives, of course, but our community, soldiers, this is one to get behind. So let's get out there and start sharing some of this aspect, start getting people to play this game when it's available, and in the next probably 7 to 14 days, let's get this game being played, because that's all it's going to take is just get that game in people's hands. That's it. It's the bottom line. How is Ghost Festival going to counter cheating bots or app trainers?
yeah, we're really looking into that, but I cannot share it how we're gonna do it. Otherwise, I'm gonna reveal what we're gonna do, like to the scammers or to the cheaters. So, but yeah, we are looking into it, but I cannot say what I'm gonna do.
That's that's your secret sauce, your algorithmic aspect. So it's at the very least, it's something that's important to you, and
Yes,
you're definitely well aware of what needs to be done. Funding goals. I know you talked a little bit about some of your funding 6 months from now. Do you have specific funding goals?
well, like we need to sell out those crates, guys. If you have some soul to spare, you're gonna be investing into the ecosystem, and it's super helpful if you all buy crates. When we sell out those crates, we're actually gonna be, how do you say, it's going to be good for everybody, because then there will be secondary market sales. So you cannot get the NFTs anywhere else unless from the holders. So there's a supply that is an amount of the supply that's inside the founders crates that are available to buy now. And just a parenthesis, only now you can get the Specky Hammer and the Translucent Ghosts. Only the soldiers, only the Phantasma people who are early will be able to get those. So yeah, you can get them, like they are basically given out for free for anybody who mints a crate. And then after that, we're gonna have the token sale, and that's how we're gonna raise money for marketing. So like right now we're doing good with the community funding basically, and then we're gonna do the token sales and get a lot of money for marketing, get a lot of people coming in, and Phantasma guys, the Phantasma team is also gonna get behind and really help us promote this game, getting people into the chain. So
I want to share a real quick little story. And before I joined Phantasma, before I even knew anything about Phantasma, I was coaching a youth hockey team, and one of the families that I coached with, I became friends with and started to learn, and he introduced me to Phantasma. and I got excited by it. But before I was going to take my hard-earned money and go and purchase the Soul token on KuCoin, I wanted to understand more about the project, and I was not a speculator or a quick trader or anything. I really wanted to find some solid layer ones that were within the gaming market space, and Fantasma checked those boxes. And so I went out and bought a gaming PC. I hadn't owned a PC for almost 10 years. It's got a gaming card in it, and I wanted to play 22 Racing Series. And I said, if this is a game that I think is a solid game, which at the time was Fantasma's flagship project, I'm going to invest into it. And I got the game, I played it, and fell in love with the product. And from there, I started to peel the layers back of Fantasma to really start to understand what is this layer one blockchain. And while that was the time of the past, since then I've several Soul Masters later, and I now put my time into the organization in a variety of different ways, became very bullish. Now, I wanted to share that story because anybody that's listening and is considering an opportunity here, DYOR, do your own research, and definitely peel the layers back as much as you need to, whether it's on Ghost Festival or Fantasma, to fully understand. And the beauty thing is this is not a time frame. It's not like we're sitting here saying you've got to buy now or this is going to happen. Yes, those Fantasma NFTs are going to go away at some point in time, but the point where I'm going with this is, if you're not sure, this game will sell itself. That's it. It's as simple as that. Get it on your product, get it on your iOS, or sorry, your Android device, and within the next couple of weeks, play it. And then if you're a fan, then make your purchases for the crates, and that's how you're going to support the funding for the project and be involved and capitalize.
And by the way, you cannot play the game if you don't have at least a ghost and a hammer. So yeah, get your crates.
That's it. Yeah. Point noted. Now, it's not that it's like, what's the entry level crate? How many Soul is it?
Right now, it has always been the cheapest one is 15 Soul.
Yeah. So
yeah, it's like for once these sell out, it's like only you have them, and yeah, it can get expensive, but who knows.
yeah, so I went and bought a $1,500 computer and a $50 game just to test. You could, test this out for 15 Soul.
Yeah.
All right. All right, here we got a question. It seems that in the P2E universe, most people are not interested in the project and the game, but in the benefit that they could make them some in the short term. How could Ghost Festival change this?
Where's that question? I can't find it.
Agony or Johnny or
yeah, but in the benefit they could make in the short term. Yeah, well, that if you want to make it in the short term, then you need to be able to enter the project at the right time, right? Because you can ride the wave, or like, but as the people who made a lot of money in crypto, what they say is like, the most money they made was by hodling for a longer time. So it's really up to you what's going to be your strategy.
Yeah, that's a question, a very philosophical question as well. Quite interesting. Here's one that I'm going to take a little bit of a stab at, and I want you to address it. But how did you learn to develop on Fantasma, and what are the best resources to get started? Now, on the Fantasma website, there's a developer page. On that page, there's different resources, whether it's our SDKs or our integrated documents to help you out with that. There are also links to our Discord channel, so where you can communicate with the developers should you run into any problems or anything of that. If you are currently a developer, your first course of action is to get registered. We'll hook you up with an account executive, which is going to be your point of contact. And from there, that individual will be able to get you all of those particular resources. Now, Iggy had not gone through that process. We'd never had an account executive set up at the time. We never had a sales channel. Actually, I think I was your first point of contact, I believe, with Phantasma, and I did that role. But now that's all in place. So, Iggy, do you want to share your 2 cents?
Yeah, I just want to say that Fantasma is getting better at onboarding new developers. When I started, it was not as friendly as it is today. The documentation still lacks, but it's already better than before as well. I always just say that it's not at a point yet that new people can just come in and do things for fun. Just do things for fun and try it out and that. I think it's more like if you have a serious project that you really want to build on Fantasma, then the Fantasma family will embrace it, right? Embrace you and the project. So I think it's more at this point, and as time goes and it gets the everything gets more mature, the product Fantasma as a product gets more mature, then it's going to be easy to just come in and play around. So it really depends at what stage you're at.
Yeah, that's appreciate that. That's good. Question here: did Ghost Festival get a PEGI rating since it's child friendly? We'll just jump over that one because it hasn't gotten any ratings yet in Google Play or
not yet.
iOS.
Not yet, but but probably will. Hopefully,
yeah. Another question here about can a game handle a sudden surge of players? Say, for example, a gaming guild buys a large amount of crates. Is the game optimized to handle a sudden influx of players?
Yeah, I think in this case it's much more about the chain itself, and I'd say it scales really well. It's one of the best ones for scalability. So it's we're hoping for that. We're hoping to stress test that.
Those are good challenges. Is there a white paper that explains all of this? Ghostfestival.me. Go check out ghostfestival.me. Another question: how is the mechanics of the integration with Fantasma at login at each ended stage?
The login, it's how it's going to work is you install the Poltergeist wallet on your phone and the game. So it's like the apps kind of communicate with each other. So the NFTs that you have in your wallet are gonna once you're logged in on your wallet, you're gonna and the game is connected to the wallet, you're gonna have the NFTs displaying in the game. So you can go to Ghost Market, for example, and do transactions there, and whatever is in your wallet, the game reads what's in there, and it takes, like as I mentioned, like a second or less to read what's in your wallet and display in the game.
Okay. Will Ghost Festival offer a free-to-play option for those who want to play it but can't afford the initial investment?
Yes, and that's yes and no, but hear me out. That's where it gets super interesting because of the quote unquote scholarship program that we have as a feature in the game, which is the lending out your NFTs system. So when you lend out your NFTs, like the non-crypto holder will come into the game and play using your NFTs without really knowing it's an NFT to start with. So, and they just need that, as I mentioned before, they just need to know they can earn from playing, and that's how it's gonna work. It's like they're gonna be playing using your NFTs without knowing what it's all about, and then with time they're gonna eventually understand this revolution that we're providing. Let's say.
Well, I remember when I got my marketing degree, and boy, that's a long time ago. But one of my marketing professors, and it was just something that stuck with me. He said, one thing that every single good leader has, the one thing that's consistent across the board, and you've got it, and I love it, and that's a vision. And I just love hearing you talk about this, but more so and more importantly, why I really love you, Iggy, is not only do you have a vision, but you put a plan forward and you did it. And that's what I've learned about you in the last year. If there's just, to me, that's paramount. So
Yeah, we're almost there. Almost there.
yeah.
Super close.
It's amazing.
Yes.
Is there going to be a crate that is only filled with badges?
Nope. You need to get one crate to get one badge. So
How much
inside the
sleep?
crate.
Sorry, go ahead.
Well, inside the crate, inside each crate there is one ghost, one hammer, and one badge. So you need to get one crate to get one badge. So go get them.
All right. How much sleep do you get every day?
Oh, I get normal sleep. Just yeah, baby wakes up sometimes, but so far so good. Super calm, super nice.
Can you burn a higher rarity hammer or ghost into a lower rarity hammer or a ghost?
Yes, if you like, it's the blockchain, man. If you do it, it's your own fault. Like, of course, I mean, but maybe there are cases in which you actually, like, for example, it could be that the wooden hammer gets burned so often that it has actually become rarer than the kitty hammer, and then you actually want to burn your kitty hammer to get the kitty property into the wooden hammer. So, yeah. That's possible.
See, you just nailed a really important aspect of blockchain technology into the gaming world. You're the creator and you don't have control of some of that stuff.
No,
and I love it. And it boggled my mind. One day I was working with Garth over at 22 Racing Series, and it's like, hey, can we get this person a couple of these nice cars? And he's like, it's the blockchain, Scott. I just can't do that. And I'm like, you built the game. I mean, what do you mean you can't create another car? It took me a little bit to understand it, but that's the beauty of this. It's like, oh, sorry, it's the blockchain's fault. It's out of my hands. Yeah. The beauty of decentralization. What has been the toughest mechanic for you to implement?
Toughest mechanic to implement are going to be the ones coming soon, which are the smart NFT capabilities. But we actually did the hard part, which was the on-chain part, which was to learn how to work with Phantasma. It's not going to be hard for the new people coming, but since we were the first ones, we had to bother Sergio and Tech a lot. Like, hey, how do we, like, it's like for them, it's like they're teaching a baby how to speak. Like, I'm asking like how to say and they're like, okay, I'll explain it to you. I'm super patient, and here's how you do it, and this and that, and now I have like new programmers working on the game who are not blockchain people, and they, like, I hired them. But and this is actually one important thing. Is like it's very hard to hire people who understand what we're doing, like, and so I have to hire from outside of the blockchain community, and they come in, and then it gets double hard. Like, have to explain what blockchain is, and then explain the Fantasma stuff to them. But we're getting there. We're getting there.
Nice. These are some good questions, and I know where they're coming from. And it's this world of cryptography is a lot of projects that are helping each other. You scratch our back, we scratch yours, types of things. And so definitely appreciate these development questions. Can you play offline?
You can play offline, but one of the fun things to do is to have your high score on the leaderboards, and that's on the online mode, let's say. But it doesn't like burn your data so much. Like it only requests it a few times, so it's gonna be quite light in that end.
Right. It's not like you have real-time competitive play at
multiplayer. No, it's not like that. It's
yeah.
like, yeah, you just submit a little bit of data saying like, okay, I earned this much. This is my position on the leaderboard, and then you get the other one. So
Yeah.
it's fairly light, but it's a lot of fun to compete actually against your friends or against everyone on the leaderboard. So.
Boy or girl?
Who? So, baby girl.
How big is your core team and who does your audio? Because it's awesome.
Yeah, audio is by Vince Webb. Great guy. Worked together a long time ago with on Light Apprentice back then, and then later worked on some other things with him, and we have a really good chemistry and connection. And yeah, it's really fun what he did with the trailer and what he's doing with the game itself. So yeah, super happy with it. And what was the other question? Audio.
How big is your team?
How big is the team? I guess we're like 5 people, 6 people in total. Yeah.
Yeah. It's fun. I hadn't listened to some of the gameplay with these on, and when we were listening to it during the presentation, I heard some of the deep basses in there, and
Yeah.
I never heard those before.
Yeah,
And,
Vince, he's doing this as a kind of a kind of a game for his portfolio. You know what I mean? Like he gets like we get really deep into like the details and he also wants to do some creative things and of course I let him do it. So it's like it gets quite advanced and it's not like just a job for him. So you know what I mean? He's really putting his artistic prowess into it. So.
yeah. Well, passion drives everything. I mean, that's what I love about the team that I work with at Phantasma. Is it's the most passionate group of people I've ever had the privilege of working with in my entire life. It's passion is everything. So it's amazing that you've got an individual on your team is that passionate about those elements. And when you do hear some of those little basses that come out, that's when I knew. I was like, yeah, there's work being done on the audio here. This is really detailed. Gameplay wise, okay, we're gonna have to wrap up here in the next 5 minutes. So we've got a little more. We may not get all of these, but the enemies, do they have different weak points that you need to attack? Like for one enemy, do you need to swipe in a specific direction instead of just tapping?
Not the first enemies we're gonna have in the game. They're just normal, and they don't have the weaknesses yet. When we have the fuse smart NFT feature in the game, then it's gonna make sense to have some hammers attack some monsters weaknesses. So yeah, we're gonna have that in the sense that kind of a rock paper scissors kind of thing. Like this hammer defeats this this monster more easily. So that's then you have to fuse hammers to be like double powerful, like powerful against this and this enemy at the same time.
Okay. How can others contribute to your projects besides just purchasing crates? You know, are you looking for designers or artists or interns or marketing?
Well, you're welcome to contact me. I don't usually take people in if they're not like really good already. Unfortunately, don't have spots for internships yet. Maybe when we are a bigger company, that's going to be a thing. But yeah, I mean, in general, contributing to the community is a really good way to get into the whole ecosystem. And if you want a job in Web3 or in crypto, in blockchain, like start from the bottom, from contributing to the community until you're actually irreplaceable. Then somebody will have to hire you. So
yeah, Yeah, that's good. And the person that's asking that is, we will definitely say that they're good, and beyond. I'll just leave it at that. This is going to be the last question. I wasn't going to bring this one in, but I think it's somebody that was just interacting. They said they just bought and opened 4 crates, all gave the same ghost and weapon. Do I need to buy different crates?
So I just gave the same ghost and weapon. On where's Ghostfest info.ghostfestival.me. No, is that it? No, it's ghostfestival.me/info. You're gonna have all the possible outcomes from each crate. So maybe you got the most common one, usually, and bear in mind that the translucent ghost and specky hammer, they are always the same. So it may seem like you gotta, especially if it's an epic crate, you get like a lot of ghosts, a lot of translucent, and a lot of specky at the same time. So either you got the most common ones, which are like the chances, like, I don't know, 90% from a common crate, or you're talking about the translucent and the specky hammer.
That's understandable. So there is one that's got a 90%. If you've got the lowest end crate that you buy, there's a 90% chance, right, that you're going to get
it's
one of the entry levels.
It's 80% actually. So yeah, but I mean, 80% is a lot. So
well, if somebody bought 5 crates, they would expect 4 of them to be the same. That's 80%. So he bought 4. He just hasn't bought the 5th one yet. You need to go buy one more is what you need to do. And then you'll get something different. The math, right?
Yeah.
It's like, I got a friend that, he likes to gamble a little bit online and this and that. And he buys these tickets and he's telling me, and we always get into these conversations. He's like, man, the number 3, it hasn't come up in 6 weeks. I'm going to buy number 3. And I'm like, like that mentality, it's just, it is what it is. It's the numbers, but this has been a great AMA. We've gone over by 25 minutes, and thanks for your extra time. Thanks for answering all of the extra questions, going through everything. Really appreciate it, Iggy. And virtual high five, brother. You did good. You did it.
Yep.
Well done. So thank you.
Yes.
And on that note, we're going to go ahead and end this show, because I know I can keep talking to Iggy for a while, but it's we've finished our questions. So thanks, folks. Thanks, soldiers. And till next time. Bye for now.
Thanks a lot, everyone. Bye-bye.